Now, the Palestinian Solidarity Movement in Ghana is asking President Akufo-Addo to speak against the injustice being meted out to Palestinians living on the Gaza Strip in the Middle East. The International Court of Justice is currently hearing a case brought before it by South Africa, which the country is accusing Israelis of genocide in the latest war against the Hamas terrorist group. However, in a bid to show solidarity, some Ghanaians working under the Palestinian Solidarity Movement say Ghana's voice must be heard on what they describe as injustice. Leadership of the group have this morning presented a petition to the United Nations office and calling on President Akufo-Addo to act immediately.
At the last count, more than 29,000 Palestinians have been slaughtered by Israel, most of them women and children. More shocking is the fact that all these atrocities that are being committed by the Israelis on the Palestinian people is happening under the glaring watch of the United Nations. All the resolutions that has been brought to the United Nations in an attempt to compel Israel to ceasefire has been vetoed by the United States of America. The Socialist Movement of Ghana and the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign is demanding that the United Nations uphold its founding principles, the sovereign equality and the rights of people to self-determination, to maintain international peace and security. The United Nations cannot forget the circumstances under which Israel was founded in 1948, just 3 years after its own formation. It is evident that Israel has lost it in the people's camp, with the massive demonstrations all over the world in solidarity with Palestinian people, women's movement, youth camps, political formations, and the wave of popular and mass resentment to Israel's atrocities in Gaza. The United Nations must act beyond the solidarity statements occasionally made by Antonio Guterres. We and the People's Camp are at a loss how the United Nations is mute after the historic preliminary reliefs issued by the International Court of Justice declaring that Israel's actions in Gaza amounts to clear acts of genocide. The UN must not be seen taking a posture of neutrality in a clear act of genocide. It must play a leading role in demanding justice for the Palestinian people, and it must not allow itself to become a stooge to the United States of America. The people are watching you today closely, and if the United Nations must continue to be relevant, we must be seen to be equal players in it. Our demands are as follows. 1, impose a two-way military security embargo on Israel. Work to adopt a mandatory arms embargo on it at the United Nations, and adopt other punitive measures to prevent and suppress its acts of genocide, and end the provision of economic and diplomatic support to Israel. Impose lawful and proportionate economic sanctions and other countermeasures on Israel, including canceling all free trade and cooperation agreements until it fully adheres to its obligations under international law.